I gotta set the scene. Perfect. Recently, I had an aura loss for my lawsuit coverage, but I think I've kept it pretty even. So I had the ESAM videos that put me pretty up. I was good. I was good on the scale. Then I did the first lawsuit video. Then I made a video on Cody, right? Then I made another one. So this one's just kind of make up for that aura loss. We're just gonna talk about. We're going to talk about Cody. But before we get into Cody's tweets and his document, this wouldn't be a proper technicals video if I didn't use this chance to aura farm. Tell him, Sponge.
Today's video is sponsored by Aura.
Oh, that's right, me boy. Back-to-back Aura sponsorships, because they never stop defending you with round-the-clock cybersecurity. Now that I live in Texas, I've heard from a friend, I don't know this personally, obviously, but apparently I can't access certain websites without a VPN. I thought this was America. It's bad enough that data brokers want to sell your data so you get spammed with mail and phone calls.
No, sir.
Get
I'm calling
off
to ask
my
about
phone.
your extended warranty.
Stop playing
No,
with me.
sir,
I'm not
please.
doing these games.
Please, listen to me.
I live in Texas
Do
now.
not
You
bring
can't
me.
hurt me. But because I'm so awesome, smart, and cool in that order, people also want to be me by spiking my drink and stealing my social security card while I'm mid-crunch wrap. If that's ever happened to you, no problem, because Aura has $5 million in identity theft insurance protection. For reference, that's a lot of Baja Blasts. Use it for antivirus, managing passwords, credit score, personal data removal from predatory websites. I mean, you're really getting a lot of bang for your buck. It's all in one. But if that didn't convince you, I'm gonna let you try Aura 14 days free on me. Just go to aura.com/technicals and take back control of your data. Once again, that's aura.com/technicals for a free trial. Just click the link in the description and you're good to go. Thanks again to Aura for sponsoring this video. Really appreciate you guys. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. My full account of Hax's ban and my response to the harassment. I've had to spend tens of hours combing through DMs with someone I love dearly, someone I was extremely close to and wasn't able to mourn, and someone I'll never be able to talk to again. I'm leaving this here with every receipt I'm allowed to post, and I'll be taking a step back from online for the foreseeable future. As you can see here, that lasted all but 12 days. As per usual for a Smash player on a hiatus. Oh wow, you took a 2-week break from the internet? Holy shit. I should never have had to defend myself in this scenario. I did everything I physically could to try and help Aziz. I don't know about that. We'll revisit that in a second. The reason the statement was difficult and took so long is there's a basic level of respect for both Hax's privacy and his mother's. Releasing sensitive messages is just a direct violation of both their privacy. Crazy how this wasn't a thing when immediately after Hax passed away and he pulled up Hax's DMs on stream.
This is June of last year. And all this conversation is the same shit.
That wasn't a thing then, but now he's really got to take his time to make sure that everything's a-okay, privacy's on the up and up. Hax and I became friends around Shots Fired in 2016. We played friendlies for hours at the event and started becoming practice partners pretty shortly thereafter. Went to a bunch of events together, played way too many sets in bracket, had fests at each other's places, etc. Our relationship started deteriorating for reasons that honestly just aren't relevant starting in 2019. It's not relevant, so I'm just gonna gloss over that. The fact that I started dating his ex 2 months after they broke up.
Very luckily, Jisoo actually just let me come stay with her for like a year. She let me share a 1-bedroom studio with her while we tried to get my shit together.
Completely ignored how he felt about it. And then right after that, because that was straining their relationship, I told him a fake story about how I had sex with my mom to garner sympathy to kind of repair that bridge. That actually led to Cody supporting him getting banned in the first place. But whatever, let's move on. None of that's relevant for the fallout, but just know that at some point, we were chill again. After Hax got permabanned, Cody says if he tried to back him at this point, all that would have done is completely negate any future attempt he made to back him. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense, because the permaban was widely unpopular. You couldn't say anything then. You had to wait. Okay. Alright. That makes sense, bro. Then he mentions how he got hospitalized, so he started realizing how serious it was. And his thought process is, you can't just unban someone after a permaban. There's the issue with precedent. Will other people who got permaban threaten some kind of self-harm? And now you have a boy who cries wolf situation that nobody wins in? You already knew he got hospitalized. What if someone I don't like pretends that they're gonna kill themselves? We can't have that. We can't let those people back. You gotta think of the precedent, man. You gotta think of the precedent. What would people think of us if we just started reevaluating cases based on how much mental anguish it causes people? Best I could do was come up with my own timeline, which I first mentioned on May 10th. Stop talking about it for half a year. Do literally anything else, and you'd be let back instantly. Not factoring the fucking 6 months that you're also banned. Matter of fact, the fact that you just talked about it right now, I'm thinking another 6 months. I'm thinking another 6 to 8 months, and that's dependent on if you ever complain about it. If you complain about it again, that's another 8 months. No, make it 12. We'll actually let you off the hook for uploading that YouTube video that we didn't like. Please help me, Cody. I have to get back into the scene. I need there to be a discussion with the higher-ups. We talked about this yesterday. I have no authority there. Not true at all.
You know, certain YouTubers do have points that we play favorites. I already said I won't go to your events. I don't think you should be in a position of power right now. I don't. And I'm sorry if you feel attacked by that, but respectfully, I don't care. It would be a slap in the face to, obviously, Aziz, who just passed away. It'd be a slap into the face to his mother. Even Mango is tweeting, saying, like, don't defend me.
What the fuck? Oh, so now all of a sudden you're gonna call the strip TO's power?
Also, you're acting like a boycott would have actually changed anything. You know what it might have done? It might have killed off a fucking tournament and made it so that it couldn't run for another series.
Our friend, allegedly our friend, is fucking dead now, and I don't see a single call to strip any of the power from the tournament organizers who led him along that absolutely grueling and torturous process. This first one that he responds to, you killed Hax, betrayed him, lied to him. Obviously, I don't think you killed Hax. That's crazy. Do I think you betrayed him and lied to him? Absolutely. If all that group chat stuff is true, and I have to say if, because I can't personally confirm, then I would bet my dogs that Aziz would still be here today. None of that would have happened if you just had a reasonable system in place, because even if we remove the group chat people, right, you're actively supporting a system that censors valid criticism and demands people to absolutely submit to the higher authority, which is tournament organizers. Otherwise, you will not allow them to engage in your hobby. Hobbyists are hobbyists because they enjoy the hobby. They're not hobbyists because they enjoy the taste of your dick in their mouth. I also think the most trusted source on this should be Hax himself, because if he's not saying I messed with him in private, there's a pretty damn good chance that this is some grade A bullshit. Let's use a DM from his mom, really showing my character and how I never fucked with him, after I just primed the reader by completely ignoring the reason that we had a falling out in 2019, but you did everything you physically could besides actually speaking out about it. Great job, Cody. Great job. It became abundantly clear that Leffen was completely fine with Hax coming back and had nothing to do with the current ban. I told this to Hax and just made the statement that if there is a TO that's keeping you banned because of Leffen, show them my DM and I'll talk to them for you. The only times that Leffen has ever spoken on the Hax ban was to, one, lie about Hax never apologizing and then play the victim, which got him further punished and everyone accusing him of inciting death threats for the rest of his life, and two, after I made my video criticizing Leffen and pointing out the very valid critiques that Hax made, he accused me and Hax of having alt-right Andrew Tate language.
It's so obvious. All of them use like fucking alt-right Andrew Tate language.
And then compared us to crazy homeless people.
To me, it's not really any different. I'm going to work, but I have to walk there, right? And when I walk there, there's fucking conspiracy theories, fucking saying that Jesus is coming, the earth is ending, you know, saying whatever the fuck at the corner of the street.
So between that and Hax passing away, I have a really fucking hard time believing Cody when he says Leffen had nothing to do with the ban. He's totally chill with it. Remember when he was telling TK Breezy that he didn't care about the safety of him or his family because he agreed with my criticism? Yeah, Totally chill with him being unbanned now. Don't worry, guys. Cody's got it all handled. Just send it all through him. For the next part, I'll be honest. I don't fully understand how the 20K situation was turned into a bad thing, so I'll just try to address what people were saying about it directly. The first part is people found me saying it reactionary, which to me is kind of redundant. I feel like you're just throwing out words there, but okay. We had a stream where I had people coming in repeatedly stating, "You killed Aziz. What did you even do for him?" I don't really understand what you expect someone to do in that situation. Just say nothing. No, I don't expect you to say nothing. It's not even the amount of times that you brought it up. It's the way that you were bringing it up. You were bringing it up as in, guys, okay, I know 20K is a lot.
You know what I told him? I will take care of it if you shut up for 3 months and just go to therapy, do your stuff. I know you're working on yourself. And he still didn't do it.
And then there's the other part where people asked you why you weren't speaking about it publicly. What was the example you brought up?
How would you respond if I told you that in July, I said, "Hi, Hacks, end of year, you're good. I'll pay for you for the rest of the year, even though you fucked up and made another video." And he said no. You think people are going to treat him well after that? Do you think people are going to treat him well after that?
That's not what they asked, Cody. They asked why weren't you publicly advocating for him and defending him. They didn't fucking ask about the 20K.
It seems like people just wanted us to publicly defend them, but that wouldn't have done anything. Like, I don't think they understand that would have done nothing.
It's also the same people who cried so incessantly that there was zero transparency in the situation, which makes this even more confusing in my eyes. Is this all because you have autism? Like, do you just not understand? I'm prefacing this by stating the Twitlonger I made in 2021 was probably the most rage-induced thing I've written in my entire life, since he was talking about my sexual assault in a public Discord and making jokes about it. So I'll try this again, and this is going to be the last time I ever speak on the subject. He does this thing where he's just kind of blanket calling it sexual assault. According to Hacks, your mom kissed you, but what you told him was that she had sex with you. He addressed the other thing that Hacks told me and not that other part, so I'm assuming that that is accurate. If Cody would like to fix that, then be my guest. He's saying that Hacks told him that it sounds like he must have wanted it. In response to what part of his story? Was it the fucking made-up part or the real part? I don't know, because Cody doesn't say it here. He just says he recounted the story, and his response was just that I had to have enjoyed it. Okay, I guess we'll get no details there. So that made him panic on what kind of response he should have. Does he be honest and lose his friend, or does he make up some crazy-ass lie? What do you guys think he does? The only way out of this situation I saw was to make it so that I had no physical choice in it, so I said it was a physical pin, full assault, and moved on so I didn't have to risk losing a friend over being asked to share one of the most traumatic experiences in my life. He's actually saying that Hacks asked him about this. Why the fuck would Hacks ask you about your mom sexually assaulting you? He already didn't like you because you were dating his ex. So how in conversation does your mom sexually assaulting you when you're 14 just naturally come up? He just brought that shit up. He hits you with a,
"Hey Cody, so I heard your mom took advantage of you. Can you tell me about that?"
That's how you expect me to believe that conversation went. It was one of the most awkward, uncomfortable conversations either of us have probably ever had, but the most frustrating thing, and the only thing in this entire 5-year span that I'm genuinely upset and hurt by, is the conversation ended there. If you're wondering about the subsequent explanatory conversation, well, that makes 2 of us. Nobody in their right mind would want to continue that. There was no bragging about the experience, no elaborating on how it felt moist. I'm pretty sure we sat in silence the rest of the damn night. And all I'm thinking about is, did I lose another person I care about, not making up some disgusting bullshit story? Well, that's not true, because in this story you already fucking lied, but whatever. It was never brought up by me in any capacity until the Discord messages I saw in 2020, literally making fun of my sexual assault. And had those not existed, I never would have spoken about it again. That's obviously not true, because before those Discord messages, you voluntarily made an entire Twitlonger talking about how you lied about that specific thing. As you are calling Hacks a liar in this same paragraph, you're provably lying. I don't know if you're just fucking stupid and you're writing it poorly, or if you're just such a habitual liar that you don't even notice that you're doing it.
No, I'm definitely great at manipulating people. It's unfortunate, but I am.
The last things I have to say on this is that although there's no screenshots to this directly, there's a pretty good reason for that, which should drastically question the credibility of the statement to begin with. Could it possibly be because the entire conversation happened in person and there's no record of it? Nah, it's got to be just because Cody was right the whole time. Yeah, that makes more sense. The only question here is whether you're talking about whether your mom's moist or not. And we could debate that to the fucking end of time. But the whole point is that you lied about fucking your mom. No amount of word salad, no amount of diagnosis, PTSD, ASD, ADHD, AIDS is going to make any of this make sense. People are framing it as I lied about having sex with my mom. Notice how he adds the little caveats on the side too, because he did lie about having sex with his mom. They're saying I lied about it for sympathy and that I bragged about it. But really, I lied about it because I didn't want to lose a friend, because friendship is magic. I lied about my mom raping me because I love my friends. End of essay paragraph. Oh, thank God. Thank God he wrote that. Guys, by the way, if essay triggers you, skip to right here. I'm not going to segment it out either. You just, if you know, you know. Although I do believe from the bottom of my heart, I tried quite damn hard to help. I also recognize in hindsight that I made some very questionable decisions beforehand. Didn't address those. Just gonna kind of wave our hand and acknowledge it, sort of, but not address the actual meat of the criticism. That's nice. I can't in good faith, however, let myself be the epicenter of this when Aziz's mother, Aziz's friends, the TOs, the players, literally everyone that was directly involved in the situation doesn't agree with the assessment that's been put out there. Wow, literally everyone. How convenient. Is there a citation for that? I'd love to see how everyone agrees with you, because I was actually involved too, and I spoke to the CSRP that you were speaking to as well. But wow, that's crazy. Everyone agrees. I can't emphasize enough that there's supposedly a group chat that directly harassed him while he was suicidal, encouraged his videos, which even the biggest Smash Scene detractors agree had to stop, toyed with his insecurities, and I don't see how there's a universe that this is not the clear focus of the situation. Of course you don't, because that's the scapegoat. These guys are clear assholes. You can't defend them no matter what. So everything I did is totally chill. It doesn't take 10 years of playing a party game to know that those people didn't have real influence in the decision making. You did. Your friends did. And for most of the time, you sat by and did nothing. You certainly can't put all the blame on his therapist, which you directly accused of killing him.
You know what he told me? That his therapist approved him seeing him once every other week. That's beyond insane. That's like, you killed someone. You fucking killed. Therapy's expensive, bro. Dude, there's no way he didn't have Medicaid.
All these places where we can point the blame. When does the group of people, the grassroots group of people, who love the fact that they still run the community, there's no corporations, there's no big Nintendo telling you what to do, when do you realize that your friends are a part of the problem? That's your conscience that you have to grapple with at the end of the day. I know that I did everything that I possibly could to advocate for my friend who was struggling. I don't think you can say the same thing. And that's why you're a little bitch. You're not gonna fucking sue me, because you're broke. You're not a real-ass nigga. I am. And you have to live with that. Sorry. Sucks to suck, bro. Maybe don't be a loser, and people will respect you. Here's Cody's girlfriend with some completely unbiased and expert commentary. The fact anyone has any negative reaction after this shows how little life experience you must have. It shows how disciplable your actions are for someone who lost a loved one. What the fuck? Oh, despicable. That's not how you spell despicable. It shows how despicable your actions are for someone. You are ill-informed, uneducated, despicable. Okay, we got it on the second time. Misled, cruel, and truly not a human. Thank God Emily's here to tell us what a human being is. By the way, Cody, your girl's on male to female Reddits looking for a wife, so don't mean to alarm you or anything, but you might want to check in on that. Then you have Aklo. I highly encourage you to read Cody's write-up here. It is abundantly clear that he actively worked with Hax toward a path of redemption and getting him unbanned. Cody was Hax's true confidant. I mean, sure, if you want to say Cody was his true confidant, I guess. If you think a true confidant is someone who manipulates and fucking lies to you, but whatever. If it's justice you care about, then read Cody's entire document before speaking on the matter. Those who have been harassing/blaming Cody for Hax's death should be ashamed of themselves. For Cody to undergo such extreme levels of Dude, what is this dick sucking? Matter of fact, Aklo dropped a whole diary entry where he's talking about how Cody's a massive inspiration for him and how, I love Cody. Cody's so awesome, dude. Fox gang. Your goat can't afford groceries. Wasn't Cody also allegedly talking to attorneys as well?
So once I've done like all my legal prep, then I'll make a statement on it. But until then, by advice of attorneys, I'm not going to say anything. Again, I can't say anything on my portion until I'm done with my attorney correspondence.
What lawyer do you really think would tell you to post that 26-page document, Cody? Was it you? Are you the lawyer? You the lawyer, Cody? Did you really consult with attorneys? I don't think you did. I think you downloaded my video because you're a fan. Like, it's crazy that you're like the #1 Melee player, but it feels like I'm punching down here. You've reached the 1% of your community, and you're a completely unimpressive individual. How utterly pathetic.
As of now, I am planning on retiring next year. I kind of do this until I figure out what my next step is, but my time as like a full-time competitor that is going for #1 would just be done. I am a 30-year-old man, and I can't put money away every month.
I hope your job search goes well. I hope you don't have to shill Factor and HelloFresh for the rest of your life. And if you guys didn't like me before, man, you're gonna hate what comes next. I'm putting boots to pavement. If you don't start acting right, I'm gonna farm the fuck out of you. I'm gonna feed you with corn so my yield is bigger until you get tired of getting milked. Until you learn how to behave, I will be your father. I will be the father figure that most of you do not have, unfortunately, because that needs to be what happens here. Send your stories to this email. Give me as much information as you can to springboard it, but I'm really gonna try to do the gauntlet run. Somebody's got to do it. Maybe after we really start getting the ball rolling, there'll be others that'll inspire people to help out and keep these people in line, because they're not going to do it themselves. They're incapable of self-governance. We've seen it. We already know. They're incapable of accountability, being honest. So fuck them. You get paid to call them out, piss them off, fuck with them. They deserve it. Thank you to my patrons and my members. I love you guys. You guys keep me going. I'm reinvesting into the channel heavy right now, and I really hope you guys appreciate that effort. Yeah, expect some cool shit coming out soon.